big this old guy could tell, man.
400. Yes! How awesome is that?
This is Venatura Excursions, proudly presented by Mummies, serving Texas since 1928.
We're back in West Texas. Had a Mummy's Christmas party last night. Lance and I just rolled in here. Gonna get our gear unloaded. Man, we're excited to get back after mule deer. Back out in West Texas, man. We're back here at the ranch, here south of Van Horn, Texas, Hudspeth County.
Yeah, I'm just hoping we can see some of those mule deer we saw back in September again.
Yeah, you know, that one deer we found around the corner here is a pretty cool deer, but
Yeah.
Remind me again exactly how many hunts, time, financially. You're heavily vested in mule deer.
4 states and 9 hunts. It's kind of my fault.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, don't be so picky this time,
I'm
bud.
not.
Let's go kill a mule deer.
Okay.
Right.
Is his back broke on the right? Nothing on the left.
Just doesn't fork that one side. He just doesn't fork it.
Up on the next hillside over there, pretty good ways away, probably a mile. We've got about 5 or 6 does and 2 bucks feeding up there on top of that hill. Just kind of trying to figure out exactly what they are. Those bucks were probably 3, maybe 4 years old and not at their full potential yet, so just let them roll and look at it again in a couple of years. Got to get age.
Okay, so we just wrapped up our first evening hunt. Didn't find the management deer, the old gnarly headed thing that we were looking for that we found back in September. However, saw 40-something head of deer this evening. It's been a great evening. These bucks are starting to put together does and push around. The rut's fixing to kick off really hard here, so this is going to be an exciting week out here in West Texas once again.
Venatura Excursions is brought to you by Mummies, Horizon Rifles, and Vortex Optics. This segment of Venatura Excursions is brought to you by All Seasons Feeders, Texas-built gear for hunters who demand durability.
First morning on this hunt here in West Texas for our December mule deer hunt. Just had a great breakfast with Chef Steven. Everybody's loaded up. We've got a plan figured out for this morning. So let's get the day started and go see what we can get into. Trent have been seeing some deer back in the flats over here to the west of us, so we're just going to sit here and let the world come alive and see what we can find. We saw quite a few deer in this area back in September when we were in here, so thought we'd give it a shot here and keep the wind in our face and the sun in our back.
I heard a mule deer on the side of this hill. A couple of bucks in there, one of them looked mature.
Potential candidate. No, we found this deer here, and honestly, we're looking at him, and he's mature, but he's really, we're trying to harvest a post-mature kind of deer. And this one's, he's a 5-year-old. Got a lot of potential. He's got, some genetics that we'd like to see flourish on the ranch. So we're just going to hold off on this buck for now. So when Trent was flying our deer survey back in October, he and the pilot noticed this rock here, and what this is, as you'll see, this is called a metate. And the metate is something that Native Americans use to grind corn, and it's really interesting with this one particularly that this rock right here is what was referred to as a mano, or hand in Spanish. You can see where they ground corn and grain right in that little spot right there. Really neat piece of history out in this part of the world. This is Comanche country here in this part of West Texas. Super interesting find. We got a management deer, looks like, over here. He's just really doesn't have the genetics that we'd really like to see on this property. So I think we may harvest this guy. $430.
You hit him, put another one in. He moved up a little to hold him. That did it.
Got him. Whew. Man, that took a minute. Whew. Management deer down, boys and girls. Awesome. Man. Now how do we get to him? All right, guys, man, good times this evening, man. We, clearly we're out here, we're hunting these management deer, and we all three of us guys have been around this deal for a little bit, and this deer was certainly of age. He's 5.5-year-old deer, maybe even 6.5. We'll get a little better look at his teeth when we get back down, but just doesn't portray the genetics we're looking for on this property. There were several other bucks with him that were younger, had better genetics to him, and that was just a good decision to take this one out of the deer herd and get him off the feed bill.
Venatura Excursions is brought to you by Silencer Co., Rugged Road Coolers, Covert Chevrolet Bastrop, and Texas Farm Credit. This segment of Venatura Excursions is brought to you by Record Rack, serious nutrition for serious deer.
Lance is man down. He's got a little bit of a gastrointestinal issues, and it is a balmy, 38 degrees?
Yeah.
Winds at
38.
about 25. Seems like an enjoyable time to go hunting.
Beautiful day. We can see a few mule deer does up there looking down at us, but don't see any bucks yet, so we'll just keep glassing.
We're going to make another little loop around, check on a couple areas that we'd seen, not only this one deer we've been after since September, but a couple other management deer in that area as well. So.
Oh, there's Lance's buck. He's the front one.
Let's get out of here. I think we're probably just going to leave him be and then just try and, like, don't even bump him anymore. Then we'll just try and find him, but I know where he is. Cool, cool. All right, buddy. Lance is going to toughen it up here and get on out here. We're going to leave that deer alone for now. Go look at a couple other spots and see if we can't find one for Trent. And in the meantime, our target buck, the one we have been after since we first saw him in September, immediately when we saw that deer, I videoed him, and I was like, we are going to find that sucker in December. Well, hey, one of the big things that we do at Mummy's is we do deliver a lot of bulk deer feed. It's actually got a truck here rolling in to go fill our bins back over here. That's a big part of the management program we've got out here is supplemental feeding these deer. So we just emptied the bin last week. Lance got the guys at Cargill to bring us a load of feed in. So game plan this morning, we're going to go try and get back on that deer that got away from us yesterday. Lance is in good health. He's outside, just pulled up. And yeah, we're going to chow down some good old biscuits and gravy and eggs and get on the road here in a minute and go put a move on that guy. Carbon death grip, absolutely lifesaver. Game changer out here doing this kind of stuff. But it's nice to have it set up and ready because this sucker is a little wild and we need to be prepared in case he does show up. Yeah, that is a deer that's looking. Oh, it is?
You know, out here in West Texas, most of your views and shots are on the long side, and it really helps having quality glass like this Vortex Razor Spot and Scope. It's clear, it's bright. Even this time of day when the shadows, you can pick out antlers and ears and little things that you might look over without a good piece of glass like this.
Just gonna go back to that feeder and go look around that other side. Just see if he's not trying to slip up there. Got him. All right, he's over. Let's go.
Yes, there he is, there he is. How far? Right straight ahead over the yucca.
behind him.
You got it. 230.
Done. Yes! Whew, 10 hunts. Finally get it done. How awesome is that?
A little shaky, but we got so many.
Glad to be a part of your first mule deer.
Thank you.
Got Lance down on the gun, and we got this deer right up there. Can't wait to go see him.
Venatura Excursions is brought to you by Benelli Shotguns, Fortified Cotton Seed, Specialty Risk Insurance, and Lone Star Beer. This segment of Venatura Excursions is brought to you by Federal's all-new 7mm backcountry.
That's an old booger there.
Man, Lance, what a awesome old deer.
Old.
And I mean, just the stories this old guy could tell, man. Obviously, this deer fits the criteria for what we're looking for in a management deer. You know, as old as he is, I'd like to know what he looked like years ago.
I was gonna say, prime time, he may have been
a giant.
Right now, he's just kind of taking up space.
Yeah, he really is. He certainly meets our management goals, and I've been excited this week as we're riding around and looking at all the young middle-aged bucks that are up and coming that are, you know, really going to be giants in a few years, and you know, it's awesome to see programs like this work.
So. Good nutrition and get some age on them, and
yep,
let nature take care of the rest.
Exactly, man. Well, again, congrats, bud.
All right, thank you.
Glad to be a part of it. We came way the other end of the ranch, probably, I don't know, 15 miles away, maybe more. And we're up in the glassing spot, glassing down in the little valley down here. We found a really great mature buck. Doesn't necessarily meet all the criteria for what we're looking for on this ranch, so we're taking a harder look at this one, so we'll see. You gonna do it? Yeah. It's the deer coming to us. He's at 309 right now. $400. Yeah! 2 shooters, 1 day, both killed their first mule deer. I'm happy. Good job, bro. That's freaking awesome. Yes! Heck of a job.
Well, a nice end to the West Texas mule deer hunt. Lance and Morgan both shot some beautiful management deer, and so I had a tag and we're trying to take as many management deer as we can, and we came out this evening, and good looking deer, but he's 8.5 years old and his genetics just aren't what we want for this piece of property, so we decided to take him, and you know, I think he was about 400 yards and dropped him, so really worked out. My first mule deer, so pretty happy.
Man, what a great week it's been out here with you guys. I really just can't tell you how much fun I've had with you guys. Just, man, it couldn't get any better.
I'm Stephen Wood. I've been a chef for about 25 years now. My wife and I started a catering company called Sky Island Culinary out of Alpine, Texas. Known Morgan, geez, ever since I was a little one. Been fortunate enough that through their partnership, they've been able to hook me up with Uvalde Meat Market out of Uvalde, but more than anything, that I could just call in an order and they've got good butchers in there that know exactly how a chef wants them cut. This evening, we're actually going to be doing some New York strips. We're going to be doing it with au poivre sauce, so it's going to be a pepper crusted with a cognac cream sauce and some really good roasted potatoes with some fresh mozzarella cheese and a little bit of herbs on there tonight.
Closed captioning for Venatura Excursions is brought to you by Silencer Co., engineering the world's most advanced suppressors with a commitment to innovation, precision, and hearing protection. That's another adventure in the books. This is Venatura Excursions, where the wild meets refined. Presented by Mummies and proudly produced by Deep Fork Productions.